Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, Divine Truth Tarot. Today I have already shuffled and selected the cards for the reading just for the sake of time, and I was called to do a check-in with the divine masculines who are in karmic situations specifically. So I will be labeling this video as such. And we actually have another beautiful spread. This is the Tarot of Dreams, which I'm really starting to fall in love with, and I'm really starting to be drawn to this deck along with quite a few others. So just a few quick announcements for you guys. If you're new, thank you so much for joining our community. We have quite a few new subscribers over the past week. I really appreciate each and every one of you. A few of you have emailed me asking about personal readings. So for those of you who are new, if you're interested in a personal reading, please reach out to me at the email below. And I offer regular tarot card readings, twin flame readings, as well as divine purpose, true purpose readings. And in the future, I will be offering a few other readings, but we'll see as we go. When I'm called to do different readings, I will let you guys know. And I also offer true purpose coaching sessions. I'm a coach that's been working with corporations, teaching and educating corporations on mindfulness and implementing that in their workforce for the past 6 years, as well as working with individuals for the past 3 years, helping people overcome narcissistic abuse. And now I've moved on to helping people develop and really walk into their true power, their personal power, and their true purpose. So if you'd like to work with me for coaching, please reach out to me at the email below. And let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. All of those things greatly help the channel. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So we're going to start off with the How to Love Yourself cards. I've chosen one for the masculine, one for the feminine. So the feminine has, if I follow my inner wisdom, I am at peace with my own being. I completely trust the intelligence within me to guide me to the right path. The universe supports me in every positive way. Now, I also selected for divine feminine and divine masculine a divine feminine card. So the feminines got Sarati Devi, the Divine Mother. So this is the embodiment of unconditional love, feminines. This is the unconditional love that you're feeling now, not only for the universe, for yourself, but for your twin flame as well. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. So this is really asking you to step, and really I'm hearing fall into that place of unconditional love. The masculines are really needing it at this time, as there's a lot of turbulence both in their mind, their hearts, and their physical 3D reality. So what a beautiful message for the feminines. And for the masculines, I deserve to live in an atmosphere of joy and acceptance. So to me, this really speaks to the masculine, really self-acceptance, embracing and learning self-acceptance and self-love, potentially for the very first time. I am open and receptive to all good. So the masculines are learning that they deserve to be happy, that they deserve to live in joy, that they deserve to have the good things in life. But what they're realizing is the good things in life aren't material or 3D based. It's love and being seen and being heard and feeling loved and giving love and receiving love and being able to experience true passion and joy. So they're actually changing their tunes quite a bit. Please know, feminines, that they're going through a massive transformation. This is why they're quiet, and for some, this is why they're even silent. And if they are not responding in the way that you wish, or if you feel like your connection has gotten off course because of universal events that are going on with the shutdown globally, please understand that this is all part of the master grand plan. That not only did this have to happen, it was necessary for it to happen, but it's actually speeding up the process of twins coming into 3D union. We have to really have faith. We're being asked to really anchor down into our faith. I just heard from my guides. So anchoring down into that all-knowing, unwavering faith for your connection and for your masculine and for yourself and for the world as well, because the world is going through a rebirth. And as we birth this new earth, we are the light workers and the way showers, along with others who are lighting the way for those who are just awakening, including our masculines. So the masculine's divine feminine card today. So the embodiment of divine feminine that they're embracing today is Inanna, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. And this is just one of my favorite cards. She's so beautiful, and you can see her confidence in this card. So this is really speaking to me that the masculines are learning to embrace who they are, who they truly are at their core. Not the personality, not the ego, not the money in the bank, not the career, not the cars, not the house, not, you know, any groups that they're a part of or anything like that. Rather, they're embracing their true soul and their true self. And this is both scary and enlightening and invigorating all at the same time. I feel like they're swaying back and forth between fear and excitement and joy, and then back to fear and you know, just not really knowing what to do with this, but really looking in the mirror for the first time and really seeing themselves in the way that the feminine sees them. So what we have crowning this reading here, these are such beautiful cards. What we have crowning this reading is Judgments. One of the final cards of the tarot deck of major arcana. So the World is the final, I believe. Yeah, Judgment is second to last card. Sorry, getting tongue twisted. I'm still not 100% physically. These ascension symptoms are really kicking me in the butt, in the bum. So I'm quite fatigued still. But this message was really wanting to get out. So here we are, delivering it. So Judgment. So, you know, this card is really speaking to the masculines embracing a more spiritual path, okay? Now, as the masculines embrace this more spiritual path, you know, they're gaining a deeper perspective on life, and they're seeing that they're part of a larger whole. So they are actually embracing the fact that they're part of a collective. I know that when I spoke about being part of a collective, my twin was like, no way, I'll never be part of a collective. You know, the masculines, they fear that because they want to be seen and perceived as unique, but they're starting to realize that they are part of this really important and powerful collective of divine masculines, not just an isolated individual. And this is really them hearing and heeding the call to really take action and follow this path. So this is, of course, the universe guiding them because it's a major arcana card. So they don't really have a choice in the matter. And, you know, there's this angel here, you know, this angel who's really, she's exhibiting calmness, but also sternness, and I just heard sensibility, which is interesting, and really a sense of confidence. And she's overseeing, you know, this growth of the masculines, right? And, you know, this I see as, you know, their guides or ancestors holding them down, and she's overseeing all of it. And this is, you know, the masculine really rising. And I do see rising in his feminine. So embracing the more feminine part of him and learning to surrender to the journey and surrender to his feminine, both internally and externally. So the masculines I'm feeling are really stepping away from feeling like they have to be tough, okay? Big boys don't cry, big boys don't cry. Put your big boy pants on, don't be a wuss, you know, don't be a pussy. Like, masculines are really stepping away from that, and they're realizing that that was toxic education. I just heard toxic education and toxic systems that were implanted into their minds that told them that they had to be a certain way, and if they weren't a certain way, that they were a sissy, they were a wuss, and that they weren't a man. So they're really learning that actually to be a man means to surrender and to give and receive love, and they're realizing that that's what they've been put on earth for in this lifetime. So I asked about the overall energies of the masculine, and I got Temperance. So we do have some major arcana cards, actually quite a few in this spread. More major arcana than minor arcana cards. So again, that is showing us, that's displaying that the universe is taking control, and their human selves are not in control anymore. So this is a good thing, because this means the tides are changing. So, you know, this to me is just such a beautiful card. We see the balance of fire and water. I'm a water sign, my masculine's a fire sign, so some of you may, you know, also have that balance in your connection. You might be a fire sign, your masculine might be a water, or you just might have strong fire or water elements. fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and water, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But again, it doesn't have to be. This can just be talking about the symbolism of fire and water, and, you know, balancing. Water puts out fire, but fire really has an effect on water as well. You know, it's a passionate dynamic. It's a passionate pair. And you see this beautiful angelic being who is really starting to learn how to balance her life and balance the things in it. And, you know, we see that she's finding, or he's finding rather, a balance between action and being passive. And there's a sense of moderation here. And there's also a sense of him stepping into his healing powers. You know, this is such a healing card, the overall energies of this card, you know, with the rainbow and the heart-shaped, you know, the wings. So there's a sense of healing. He's starting to embrace the healing aspect of himself, and he's starting to heal himself, and then soon he'll learn that he can heal others as well, just like his counterpart, the divine feminine. He's always seen her as all-powerful, and he's starting to realize how powerful he is. So this is what's going on with twins that are in karmic situations right now, is they're finding a sense of moderation and balance, and as they do that, they're actually healing themselves. They're healing their connection with their feminine. And then we have the King of Wands, which I always love seeing this king. Again, another fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So the energy of passion, the energy of rushing in, the energy of wanting to you know, make wild, passionate love, the energy of sensuality, the energy of the sacral chakra, the second chakra, creativity, sensuality, new beginnings, the birthing of something, of a creative project. So the masculines are really, you know, their energy is that of passion. They're feeling a lot of passion. And feminines, you're probably feeling this. You're probably feeling the passionate energy and the sexual energies over the past several days. And you might just be feeling really hot. I've been getting actual hot flashes as part of my ascension process. It's actually super uncomfortable. But I also have been getting that sexual energy, so I know that that's part of it as well, is them feeling, you know, their loins. I just heard loins are on fire. What a funny word. So their loins are on fire for their feminines, and the feminine is feeling this. And they're also just feeling passionate about the next chapter of their life. I feel like they're going beyond, you know, that depressed, they're coming out of this particular tower moment in Dark Night of the Soul. It doesn't mean there won't be others. It just means that they're starting to have a passion for life again, seeing things in a different light. And then the energy, the last card for their energy is the Eight of Cups. So, you know, interestingly enough, this card is, if you look, he's abandoning a path. And I've always seen those gold figures as like metals, you know, so he's abandoning the path that was all about the material world. This is how I've always seen this card. And we just had a full moon, so he's following the light and the intelligence and the embodiment of the full moon energy in Libra, which of course is balance and moderation, just like temperance. But he's abandoning this old path, and he's starting to use his intuition to help him create and forge a new path. And he's really going deep to look at the hidden aspects of himself, of his psyche. There could be, you know, there's a sense of restlessness here. So the masculines haven't been sleeping well. So feminines, you probably haven't as well. I've had restless leg syndrome over the past several days, which was really interesting. So this makes sense, the restless legs, you know, wanting to move ahead, wanting to forge a new path, needing to leave the past behind. This is the energy that they're in. They know that this is the next step. They know it. They just have to actually bring it into fruition in the physical. So it's just a matter of timing. And of course, time is an illusion, and we don't know when that will happen. And I don't claim to know when that will happen, because it's going to be different for everyone. There's no way I could give a universal time frame. And even if in my personal readings, I don't promise time frames, because then we would attach to those. The ego would naturally attach to that time frame and get, you know, his or her panties in a wad because it didn't happen when it was supposed to. So we're not supposed to know. There's certain things. And that's why you may feel feminine blocked in your own connection, but able to identify with and connect to another feminine and her situation. I mean, that happens with my DFs friends and I, that I'm able to connect to them and their divine masculine, they're able to connect to me and mine. So it really helps to balance out the energies when we're starting to go into ego or distorted feminine energy. connect to other divine feminines, even if it's just in the comment section of the videos here. So then I asked about the heart space of the masculines, and this is the Scorpio card. We have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups to me harkens back to childhood. It speaks of childhood memories, but in this particular situation, I see that there's potentially inner child healing for the masculine, as well as memories. And more so, he's really experiencing the memories that you two shared in both this life and past lifetimes, I'm hearing. And he wants to give you a flower. You know, he wants to come with, I just hear a single flower. That might be significant to some of you. And he wants to present this as a gift and as an apology. Some of you may even be getting a handwritten letter. I'm just hearing my throat chakra is acting up again. So he's having trouble expressing this and communicating this in the physical world, but you may be experiencing this in dream state, 4D, or in the 5D, okay, on the spiritual plane, you know, meeting him on the bridge and speaking to him. Doesn't mean it's not going to come to fruition in the physical. It just means right now there is a throat chakra blockage for many masculines. Not all, but many. But yeah, he's remembering past lifetimes. He's remembering his experiences with you and how that made him feel. And we have the Chariot. Okay, we have the Chariot. We've got this card that speaks of rapid movement, really rapid, fast movement in the direction of one's dreams. And this is, there's Cancer energy in this card. So we see that there's a watery element. There's a lot of water actually in this reading. And fire, water and fire as well. So the perfect balance of water and fire. But I do see that this divine masculine wants to charge ahead, full force ahead, I just heard, towards the direction of his dreams and just away from the past and really away from this karmic situation. You know, when I see Six of Cups, I did not see this, I did not interpret this as meaning that he's, you know, thinking back to memories of his karmic. He's not. He's been emotionally detached from that situation for quite some time. But I just heard also for some, this could mean that he is thinking about his children in this situation, and he is thinking about how he could incorporate his children into this situation or connection with his divine feminine, how that would work. So he's actually, so he's holding space in his heart for both his children and his divine feminine at the same time, which I have yet to see that, you know, before this reading. So that's really interesting that I just picked up on that. So if your divine masculine has children, know that he, in his heart space, he's got room and space for both you and his children. So in case you were wondering, that's your clarity and that's your answer. Somebody out there was wondering about that. So then we have the Chariot, as we've been talking about, and I want to also bring up the next card in his heart space, the Fool, you know, the first card of the major arcana. And the Fool, of course, is about journeying and new beginnings. And I love that there's a kitten playing here, a kitten playing with a butterfly, you know, balancing on a ball. So there's this real sense of playfulness. There's embracing playfulness and also charging forward. So I see this very childlike energy. And of course, so the Six of Cups, childlike energy. And I also see this very manly energy. So I feel like the masculines are ready to take that new beginning. They're just ready to just plunge ahead. And I don't feel that there's anything holding them back at this time. So a lot of times, you know, in the readings I've done recently, there's been a card that'll signify that there's being, you know, being held back. But I'm not feeling that here. I'm just feeling that the obstacle has been removed. Spirit just told me that the obstacle has been removed. And I just keep on hearing and seeing full force ahead. And I see it as being victorious. There's a sense of victory in this card. There's a sense of achieving what one, you know, achieving one's goals and going after what one wants and getting what one wants and knowing that they're deserved. And this Fool is just, it's such a beautiful, colorful card. You know, he's holding the world in his hands, which is interesting because in the headspace, as we'll see in a minute, we have the World card. So let's go into the headspace of the divine masculine. So we've got the Devil card. This was actually a welcome energy because I believe this is Capricorn energy, but this was a welcome energy because I'll tell you why. So we've got another fire energy here. with the Devil card. It was welcome because I see this as he's sorting out his addictions in his headspace. He's sorting them out. He's coming to terms with them. He's no longer denying them. He's no longer just acting out. He's actually questioning his motives. He's questioning why he's doing things. And he's realizing that he's kept himself. You know, he's had this mask on. This is like a Joker mask. He's been playing the Joker. He's been smiling when he's really crying inside. He hasn't been telling you his true feelings. He hasn't been honest with himself or with you or with others. And he's realizing that there is no master controlling him, that he's not a puppet, that he can leave at any time. The door is open. It's a matter of him removing the mask and making the choice to move forward. And he has to do that for himself, and nobody can do that for him. So he's really starting to take control of these addictions, of whatever, karmic cycles or lessons he's learning. I'm going to do a separate video on Saturn and Aquarius because Saturn will be there for 3 years. And whenever Saturn is in a sign, Saturn is the taskmaster grandfather planet. And Saturn rules, karma, okay? And karmic cycles will be being brought to an end. We're seeing it right now play out in real time, okay? On the global scale. And we're seeing it, well, we're not actually seeing it, but we're feeling it in our own personal lives. And you may be seeing it in your personal life, but you're not seeing it yet play out in your connection, but it will. It's coming. It has to start as a thought. So the masculines have been pondering this for quite some time. They've been very indecisive in making decisions and, hemming and hawing about leaving the karmic situation, but it has to start as a thought. So it started as a seed planted. And now over these next 3 years, that's why I said 2020 to 2022, 2023 will be really significant without even realizing that Saturn was going to be in Aquarius. But it's really all about karma and how karmic cycles are going to close and how karma is going to play out. So, old karma will be released and new karmic cycles will come in, to be played out and to be healed and to be challenged. So, but I'll be doing a separate video on that as soon as I need to do a little bit more research on that. But I want to give you guys a real comprehensive idea of what that means because it's very significant, both global scale, globally, for everyone, for humanity, for the collective consciousness, as well as for our individual consciousness and individual twin flame connections. So then we have in his headspace the next card, the World, like I just spoke of. So we've got the Fool holding the world in his hands, and we've got the World card. This is the last card of the major arcana. So why is this significant? This is significant because it indicates completion. It indicates the attainment of enlightenment. So the divine masculines in their headspace are starting to become enlightened. They are starting to truly understand what it means to be a divine masculine. And if you've had that discussion with them, they're starting to they're researching it, they're going over it in their heads, they're potentially speaking to people about it. They're no longer scared of the idea. They're starting to really step into their power and realize, I am a part of this connection. I have a role and duty to play. And duty is calling the divine masculines forward. It's calling them home. This is also a card of new beginnings, just like the Fool. So it's interesting because the Fool is the first card of the major arcana, and that was in their heart space. And now we have the World, the last card of the major arcana, which is also about new beginnings. So, in this particular deck, it also says in the book, something that seemed initially really silly is now being seen as profound. So to me, this is all about the masculine realizing that what started off as maybe something for fun, or they didn't really know if this was going to go anywhere with their feminines, although many knew deep down. I know mine knew that it was significant before I did, but this is saying that they're now realizing, you have the Fool. I just noticed that. I've never noticed that. You have the Fool in the center of the world. So everything's come full circle is what I just heard. This is really beautiful. You've got all the signs. You've got air, water, fire, and earth. So all the elements are present here, which means there's a sense of balance in the headspace of the divine masculine. And there's this sense that things that you've told him that he might have laughed at or been in denial of. I know I definitely got laughed at for certain things that I said, like being part of a collective, and I spoke about him being sick all the time, and I mentioned that those were ascension symptoms, and he just laughed. And I know a lot of feminines have experienced that as well. It was a lot for the masculine to take in. You're a lot. Your energy is a lot. Your light can be blinding to them. So what I'm really feeling in this card is that they're no longer in denial. They're no longer laughing. They're now starting to take this very seriously, and they understand. And now they're saying, oh my gosh, they're having those aha moments. They're going to let you know that you were right. And it's not a matter of right or wrong. This is not an ego right or wrong. This is just them letting you know that, hey, I'm on the same page as you now, and I understand what this journey is, and I understand my role. So lastly, for the headspace of the divine masculines, we have the Six of Coins. And, this is interesting because, coins talks about the material world. So we've got lots of cards, lots of major arcana cards. We have lots of water energy, lots of fire energy here. And now we have the card of the divine masculine wanting to share. So I see this as him really wanting to establish balance within the connection and stability, wanting to share, his riches with the feminine, really wanting to create that happy hearth. And I just heard hearth and home. It's so funny. Sometimes it's funny. I've realized that my guides are very old school, and there's a lot of, and I have always felt like an old soul, but they're very wise, and they're very, their energy, they pick up on kind of Victorian era, communication words and energy. It's really interesting. So this could be perceived as a sense of one person taking and the other giving. So in this case, it was you, divine feminine, giving, more than likely, and your divine masculine taking. Well, he's starting to give. He's realizing, I have to give a little here. I wasn't giving anything. She was giving everything. Her door was open, her heart was open, and her life, she opened her life to me, and as a life partner and as a divine connection and divine partner, and he wants to give. He wants to give back. So remember, we've got the overall energy of judgment here for this energy that's really crowning this reading. So the overall energy of this angelic being really helping the masculines to rise and helping them to awaken and resurrect them. I just heard resurrection, like the phoenix rising, resurrecting them to their true power, because they've been, the masculines, this is a topic for another video because it could be really lengthy and detailed, but the masculines don't hurt the feminines on purpose. And I'm speaking on behalf of a feminine myself who has been gravely hurt by my masculine's actions, or lack of actions and lack of decision. So I know what it's like. You fight with your ego, but we have to understand that the masculines in past lifetimes have been unable to be who they truly are. They have this coding, this ingrained coding that they're now fighting. They're now awakening to their true self, their true purpose, and they're starting to really rewrite their life story and rewrite the past. And as you rewrite the past, you rewrite the future. But understand that this was out of their control. They really literally have felt stuck in these karmic connections, whatever that karmic connection might be. So understand that the masculine no longer wants to give to these karmic connections. He's telling you, divine feminine, that he's ready to give to you, that he sees you as his world, that you are his world. And the reason that he wants to release these addictions is, of course, for himself, but so that he can be a better partner to the divine feminine. And he's racing forward to the divine feminine, new beginnings. We've got new beginnings all over this reading. We've got the Six of Cups reminding you that you're always on his mind and in his heart. And the King of Wands wanting to charge forward. The Eight of Cups wanting to forge a new path. This is all about him wanting to come forward with his cup of love. But the question is, will you accept? So will you accept, divine feminine? Are you in a place of being able to receive? And a lot of times we think we are, but if you really look at your energy and you really look at your thoughts, are you pushing him away? Are you creating a block or obstacle? If you've blocked him, if you've in any way, shape, or form contributed to this separation, that's just food for thought for you to think about. How can I change my energy so that he feels welcome to come back in? So I'm going to leave the reading there. Wishing you all a beautiful, connected, harmonious day and harmonious path to union. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Have a great day, guys.